So now the final third of a set of qualifying heats get underway with the third and final heat for Micromax. Your starting grid is as follows. Scott Marsh from Great Britain in the number 47 will start on pole position, alongside the number 19 of the Netherlands' very own Max Swiderski. Mies Houben will also be on P3 in the number 28. Jake Menton, who I've just seen come out of the pre-grid, should be able to line up alongside the number 28. Boris Maximov and Dean Hugendorn, both representing the Netherlands in the numbers 32 and 98 respectively. Zdeněk Babíšek from the Czech Republic will be in 7th position in the number 25. Dragos Avisil-Kutai from Austria will start in 8th position in the number 33. And rounding out the 9-strong grid will be Nies Racing's very own Niklas Casarino in the number 12, representing Germany. 7 minutes are set on the timer above the digital, on the Digi flag, on the start-finish straight gantry as the lights go on. The red light has been ignited. Earlier on in the second heat, we did have 2 full starts, and hopefully we will get this race underway when they are under starters' orders. As now we hit 37 degrees Celsius. So now the drivers will take up their positions as Jake Menton will line up and gets back into position alongside Mies Houben. So very nice and orderly from the Micromax drivers here at Karting Genk, the home of champions. This will then decide how the intermediate classification will go into finals day tomorrow. They now come through the 12th and final corner, ready to go racing. One final time, the revs rise. It is a clean start here in the final race in qualifying heat state for Micromax. And up the inside already goes Mies Houben, who's up the inside of both. Max Swiderski, who's dropped to 3rd. Scott Marsh now drops to 2nd, and it could quickly be 3rd. Oh, it is the case, because Max Swiderski pounces up the inside of the Brit through turn 3. And then there's Boris Maximov, hot on the heels of the Brits, and just behind is Dean Hugendorn from SP Motorsport representing the Netherlands. Jake Menton now drops down from 3rd to 7th position, and it looks to be that you've got Avisil-Kutai from Austria just behind. But now the top 3 looks to be very close, and just not that far adrift. Maximov and Hugendorn. 6 minutes to go on the clock, plus an additional lap. As Swiderski now getting into the slipstream of Mies Houben, going into turns 1 and 2, sends it up the inside, neatly done through turn 2, and makes the move stick out of the exit of the corner. As Hugendorn sends it up the inside through on Boris Maximov for P4. Maximov trying to do the cutback through turn 6. Can't get through, but gets the slipstream going down the back straightaway. Into turn 7 they go. Now into 8. Into the left at turn 9. Swiderski and Huben now trying to break away from Scott Marsh. As they now come through the final corner. Huben a little bit more braver on the brakes than the driver in front, who now continues to lead. Lap 2 completed. Swiderski just over 0.2 of a second adrift off of Mies Huben, who looks towards the inside through turn 2. Can't get through, and that allows Scott Marsh to close up. So go through 3, 4, into the left at 5. Hugendorn now trying to break away from Boris Maximov, and this time Scott Marsh will get a good run of the momentum, get the slipstream courtesy of Mies Huben and Max Swiderski both up ahead as they go through turn 7. Into the right at 8. And it hasn't been a good race so far for the Czech driver, Zdeněk Babíšek. As Max Swiderski trying to break away from the two behind, Huben and Marsh. As now Mies Huben goes really close into the braking zone on Max Swiderski. Marsh again there in the thick of things and is closing on the GKS driver just up ahead. These three were separated by just under 4.5 of a second on that last lap. Huben trying to get the run on Swiderski, but drops back as a result of trying to get closer and closer, and goes really deep on the brakes through into turn 7. So running order at the moment is Max Swiderski, Mies Huben, Scott Marsh, Dean Hugendorn, Boris Maximov, and the driver that has been closing on them is Jake Menton in the number 31. Zdeněk Babíšek in the meantime has got past Casarino and Avisul Kutai. Lap number 4. Huben looking again up the inside of Swiderski, but can't get through. 2 minutes and 40 on the clock remaining, plus an additional lap. So we have, this is quite apt really. We've got 3 battles comprising each of 3 drivers. So a battle for first, a battle for fourth, and a battle for 7th. But look at the battle for fourth place, as Jake Menton really now closing on both Boris Maximov and also Dean Hugendorn. Swiderski has captured the first 2 heats and could make it 3 for 3, which will put the Dutch driver in prime position. These drivers are competing for a ticket for the International Trophy at Portimao this coming December, which takes place between the 8th and the 13th. As now Huben closing quickly on Swiderski. Decides to hold back. Swiderski cuts around the front of the number 28 through turn 2. Marsh just waiting in the wings, seeing what transpires as we fast approach the conclusion of this, their 3rd and final heat. And there is a potential chance that Mies Huben or Scott Marsh could upset the apple cart that's being used by Max Swiderski as they now come down towards turn 10. No one blinking first. The drivers keeping it nice and calm and composed. Smooth, effective, composed driving styles from all 3. As they now come across the start-finish line with around 46 seconds to go. This puts them on the final lap of this race. Scott Marsh, in the meantime, has gone quicker than anybody. A 101.789 for the number 47. And now, at the moment, Zdeněk Babíšek has gotten away from Avisul Kutai and also Casarino, who are now embroiled in their own battle for 8th position. Leaders now coming out of the exit of turn number 7 into turn 8. Round into 9. So the timer has expired. It is one more lap after this to conclude the Micromax action for qualifying heat stay. So Max Zadersky sees the sign that he very much wants and goes on to the final lap. Mies Huben again looks closer and closer in the braking zone through turn 2. Now trying to muscle his way past the number 19. But Scott Marsh got a great run coming out of turn 3. Onto the back bumper of Mies Huben through 4, 5 and into 6 they go. Scott Marsh could get a really good turn of momentum here, and that could put him in an opportunity if he decides to go for it. But does not make that decision to go up the inside of Mies Huben through turn 7. He's looking ever closer, is Scott Marsh. So he might decide to do a bit of a cutback here through turn 10. Closes up on Mies Huben. Down into turn 12. Scott Marsh looks to the outside. Could try and get the switchback and get the run of momentum. The checkered flag will wave for Max Zadersky as Scott Marsh tries to get up alongside Mies Huben, but it's not enough. Mies Huben takes second position by 0.647 seconds. 80 thousandths ahead of Scott Marsh, who was closing very, very quickly. So Scott Marsh rounds out the top 3. Dean Hugendorn takes 4th position. Jake Menton manages to recover back to 5th place ahead of Boaz Maximov. Zdenek Barbishek takes 7th ahead of Dragos Avasil Kutai from Austria, with Niklas Casarino rounding out the 9 strong. So Max Zadersky goes into finals day with a considerable amount of confidence.